Hey guys, I just had my wisdom teeth removed, and well, not just because it was about 12-ish hours ago, or like 10. Anyway, um, it was probably the scariest experience after the actual removal, and I'll explain that in a second. But for anyone who is thinking about getting them removed or is about to, don't worry about it. If you're on anesthesia, you're gonna be totally fine. If you're on laughing gas, then it's not going to be as good as anesthesia, but it's still not bad at all. So don't be afraid. It's actually not that bad. The only thing that really hurts is when the needle is going in to your mouth, so that they'll numb your whole face, and when the numbing wears off, and then you can actually feel it a little bit. But just take some painkillers that's prescribed. Don't take too much because that's bad, and it'll be totally okay. A couple tips before you actually do it is drink a lot of water, because you can only really be spoon-fed water, and that totally sucks. Unless you want to drink it normally, but it's really hard and painful. Second is make sure to eat a lot. Depending on when you're doing it, eat a lot of breakfast or lunch. Eat as much as you can before this happens, because it is really, really difficult to eat. And being hungry while your mouth is like a living hell is just terrible. It's I've been only able to eat like broth, not even just like chicken soup broth. I can't even talk. Not even like anything in the soup because I can't chew. 2 apple sauces and a cherry yogurt, which had cherry chunks in it. Those were a little awkward to swallow, but I somehow did it. So make sure to do those 2 things. And then lastly is, it's an important one, if you're going in with laughing gas, they'll normally put a thing on your nose that you breathe it through. So before you go in, make sure to blow your nose a lot. Get every bit of mucus out, because what happened to me was when they stuck it in there, I was laying down, all the mucus kind of just leveled into my nose, and then obviously when they were sticking it in, the needles in, to numb everything, it hurt, and my nose got even more clogged from that. And then I couldn't breathe in the laughing gas, and it made the experience a little worse. It would have been a little better with it, but it's not totally painful if you don't have it. But I would suggest just blowing your nose out so that you can actually breathe in that laughing gas, because it is pretty good when you do have it, because then you feel everything less. It's just like being lightheaded, but you don't feel like your body doesn't feel terrible. I don't know how to explain it, but yeah, make sure to do that. And then, so I had a scary experience we were in CVS. I had gauze in my mouth, and also actually make sure to ask for extra gauze, just in case. But I was in CVS with my mom, because obviously I can't drive. My home after that, and well, my mouth starts bleeding, and the way I found this out is I touched my chin because it was still numb, and I was like, oh, and then I see blood on my finger. I'm like, oh crap! All right, there's a bit of blood spilling out of my mouth, because I had my mouth open. I didn't want to have it I didn't want pressure on the holes in my mouth, right? So I had my mouth open just in case, and I had a mask on. Nobody could even see that. Well, I see the blood, and my mom's like, oh crap, yeah, there's a lot of blood. And then I take the mask off, and there's just a puddle of blood inside of it. It totally soaked it up. You can really see it from the outside, but from the inside, man, there was a lot. We replaced the gauze. There was so so much blood. I should have probably warned some of you guys if you're squeamish from even stories. But it wasn't that bad. It didn't hurt. It was just like kind of there was a bit of a panic just because like, oh crap, how do we stop the bleeding? But it wasn't like I couldn't even really feel anything. My face was still numb, obviously, so there was not that much pain at all. Luckily, not many things got blood on them. My coat did a little bit, and this hoodie did just a tiny bit too, because it was on the coat. But honestly, it wasn't that bad. We got it cleaned up pretty quick, and yeah. In the midst of all that, I accidentally took a bunch of batteries in my pocket into the car without paying for them. So, oops. CVS, if you're watching this video, we are glad to pay back. Just let us know when we can, because I didn't mean to steal them, but, well, it was an accident. Anyway, so, yeah, there was a lot of bleeding for, like, a few hours. I'd say until, like, maybe a couple hours ago, it wasn't that bad. It might still be bleeding right now. I can't really tell. But I'm trying to speak with the least mouth movement as possible, just because of that. So yeah, crazy experiences. And honestly, something I've never went through before. Except for the one time I did get one tooth pulled because it was not falling out. And preventing another tooth from growing in correctly, but that was like years ago, right? Like maybe 10 years ago. I remember a lot of blood for that too. Honestly, that did not hurt as much though. Because that was just removing a tooth because another one was growing in. There was a lot of blood with that too. We changed the gauze like maybe 4 times, but that wasn't that bad. In this case, they actually had to put stitches to cover it up so that it'll heal nice, I guess. And in a week, I'm going back to get him out. But yeah, that was an experience. That's all I can really say. That was an experience. We still have a couple minutes here, so gotta find out what else to talk about, right? I don't know if I already talked about this, but Cyberpunk, talking about it again, of course. The whole game got leaked. And there was Twitch streamers streaming the whole game. I think I already did say that. Yeah, I did. Well, okay, a new thing, though, is apparently Keanu Reeves, a.k.a. Johnny Silverhand in the game, has more voice lines than any other character. Even V. He has more voice lines than V, which is crazy. You'd expect the main character to have more lines than, hallucination thingy in their head. But nope. The hallucination has more, which is really interesting. But yeah, another cool thing about the game is that with Johnny Silverhand and with any character actually, you can have like a different like relationship with them, and by that I mean like if you do things that they don't like or do like, that'll affect how they think about you, how they talk to you, and how they and what they like if they work with or against you, which is really, really cool. And shows how much better this game is going to be than something like Grand Theft Auto. Obviously, it's in a totally different game, so it's not really a rival to that game. But it's still cool to see how detailed this game is. And I think I've mentioned before, RPGs are not really my thing. But seeing all this crazy stuff, it's just amazing, man. I really hope I can run it as well, because the problem with my setup is that I have a GTX 1060, and the minimum requirement to have to run at like high settings at like 30 FPS is a 1080. So I'm probably going to run it at low to medium settings to get that 60 FPS, which does suck because I'm losing a lot of that detail. But, you know, I hope the gameplay will make up for that graphical lack, or the lack of like graphical amazingness. I don't know. I'm having a hard time coming up with words. Kind of, my brain is really focused on having this not hurt. But yeah, sorry about the weird video talking about random things. But since I had my wisdom teeth removed, I don't really know what else to do for a video except talk about it. Once I get better, I'll try to do better videos. I am going to be getting a new game soon, but unfortunately I can't really upload that because my internet is still absolutely terrible. But I'll talk about it a little bit. It's a game that I have played in the past, but not owned, so it's going to be cool to be able to play it a lot, and hopefully I'll be able to play it online because it does have an online mode. You guys will see what it is. I don't want to go into too much detail because when I do that, bad things happen. So, yeah. Thanks for watching this dumb video. Hope you liked it. And share it with your friends because I'm in a lot of pain right now. Well, sort of. Anyway, thanks for watching. See ya.